very great conversation that we had. So if there's one thing that stood out, that it's that every successful leader has a different journey, different experience, different challenges, and different lessons. But they all seem to have one thing in common, that they never stop learning. And speaking of people who are constantly learning, building, and sharing, our next speaker is someone who wears multiple hats. He's an SRE leader, he's a community builder, and someone who looked at Hyderabad and thought, you know what the city needs? You may think it's Rani Chai or biryani, but no, he thought that we needed a better SRE community. So, and then actually went ahead and built one. Now I would like to invite Vinay onto the stage. Yeah. So, Vinay is professionally a senior principal SRE and director at Optum with nearly 2 decades of experience. But many know him as the owner of SRE Hyderabadi LinkedIn community. A community built on the simple belief that SRE isn't just about uptime, it's about culture, it's about people, and it's about helping others learn and grow. Today, he joins us to speak about something incredibly relevant. How do we take years of experience, lessons learned, knowledge gained, and make that expertise accessible and scalable for everyone? Let's find out. Over to you, Vinay.
Give us a minute. I'm setting up the Zoom link for the presentation. Hey everyone. So my brother is helping me. That's how SREs help each other. So SRE is helping me to set up the infrastructure for the meeting now. Okay. So before that, I'll confess myself. I'm not going to talk anything ALLM or anything, and I'm not going to do demo for the first time. So generally I do a lot of hands-on demos, live demos. But I thought there are many speakers ahead, and as rightly said, we have AI companions. Nansa said. So AIs will take care of the demos in few seconds, right? So let's talk the human perspective, where the humans are, right? So where the SRE should be focusing more, his SMEness, expertise, right? Where is he good at, okay? And I was talking to many of the co-speakers and leaders yesterday. There were a lot of lessons learned, and I see that every lesson learned was from an experience, and every experience shared was a story. And today's my conversation is all about storytelling. There are 3 stories. I'll keep it short because my time is taken by Snehit, the AI guy. So I'll try to keep it short, my 3 short stories. As it comes up, we'll start with the first story. This is the first speaker session, so we're trying it for the first time.
So everybody, till we are getting things fixed. So we'll play a quick game, alright? So when I say 1, 2, and I want everybody to shout hey, just to bring up our energy, alright? And And every time I say that, 1, 2, hey, the next time it should go higher than the previous one. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2. Little louder. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Great. So how you all liking the sessions today?
Great. Awesome.
Great. Okay. Nice. So we are just about to get this thing fixed. So you must all have traveled from very far off. Did you all travel from very far off places today?
Yes.
To be here? Yes. I think Mark has traveled really far. Like yes. And it was raining, so I think it was difficult, but it was great that you all made it here today. And today we have an amazing line of speakers coming up after the coffee break also, and it is going to be a great day ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Also, yeah, we have a selfie booth outside. So outside there. So in the coffee break, you can take pictures and post it on your social medias and view. Sorry. Yeah, so it is outside, so you can do that. And we see that few people have not yet registered. So people who have not yet registered, please go and get yourself registered at the registration desks and take your patches and your meal coupons. Yes, so yeah, right now.
Thank you, Ustad, for covering it up. Yeah. Okay, as I said, like the learnings are from experiences, and always an experience carries a story. And this is a conversation where I'll be sharing 3 stories. Before that, right? So as an SRE, let's spend quick 10 seconds about SRE, because everybody knows SRE. Most of them doing it in day in, day out, on calls, war rooms, pages, right? But what else SRE does? Because Nawab was saying that we have to do a lot of things. People were saying, Vishnu Priya ma'am was saying that people get into Chacha, right? And Pankaj was saying we have to share the knowledge. Why do you think so? Those profound statements are valid in a current day world, because SREs are not just a one task person, right? He has to bring the reliability, resiliency, stability, and bring that insights, analyticals, and observability into the system. So it's not kind of a, I have done for today and I'm done, right? So there's a lot of things an SRE has to accomplish for a stable and reliable application, and help Amazon to grow big and big, right? So I will not deep dive on this. This is kind of a thing what we do as an SRE, and most of you are already doing. And as I said, today I'm not going to talk about AI specific. We're talking about SRE engineering practices and how an engineer on SRE should be working in a AI world, right? Because we engineers learn, we solve the problems, and we share experiences, right? And today the question is not about should I use AI or not, right? Because AI exists already. So we should be thinking how should we do engineering differently, what we were doing yesterday, because AI already exists. As I said, 3 stories about 3 engineers, but 1 SRE mindset. The story 1. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
Okay. The first story is about our command Chacha. So if you are from Hyderabad or from India, so generally in household things, you might be saying, right, hey Chacha, can you help me with that? Chacha, can you take this key to there, right? So like that, the command Chacha, he's a walking Kubernetes Wiki guy, right? He doesn't need any documentation. He was the documentation. So he's a Kubernetes expert. So you don't need to tell him what to do. You just ask him and he get the things done, right? But do you think the command Chacha, who is an expert in Kubernetes, all those command kind of things, will have a good sleep night and I have a good work-life balance. How many of you think the command Chacha with this expertise will be having good night's sleeps going forward? Any hands? Yeah, rightly said. Because this is what happens when you are an expert, right? People come to you. A developer will ask, hey, I have just deployed, the logs are not flowing. Can you run the command and check me whether the logs are going? Someone will say like, hey, it's working in my local. Hey, it's not working in the server. Can you check whether the server is up and down or not, right? And the production guy says like, I don't see the logs at all. And maybe when we ask the testers, they say, what is the URL for testing? Can you give me the ingress URL, right? Can you give me the gateway URL? So, command Chacha, being an expert, is being available for everyone, but he is getting trained every day because of the trivial things. But what he should have been doing, the core SRE principles, that's missing altogether. He's just been kind of available for a, he's been an executor of somebody's request, right? Do you think so? Everybody agree? SRE, platform engineers, DevOps, many reaches to us with these trivial things where we can offload, right? Like, who was saying that? Nag sir, AI companion. So what should command Chacha should have done? I would suggest, so bad AI generation, it was my image sleeping, so forget it. So command Chacha should have thought, hey, I know the context, I know what it needs. He should have built an AI companion for him to do the trivial things, right? Maybe an agentic skill or a AI plugin, right? Or a AI agent, right? Which takes the inputs from the requesters and execute it for them, and where the command Chacha can sip his Irani chai and work on his core SRE principles. How many are with this concept, right? We need command Chacha to be using AI rather than command Chacha to be the real Chacha and struggling, right? Okay, that was story one. It was quick. As I said, it's short stories, experiences. Coming back to story two. So this is where most of us, how many of you attend any war room or pager calls? Okay. What is the first thing after you join the pager call they say? If you have a leader or manager in the call, they ask what is happening, right? Even though you just joined, he was there from half an hour, he'll ask you what is happening, right? Instead, we should ask what is happening, please apprise me, right? Right? So, and the TCC guy will, the command center guy who is running the calls says like, when will you restore? The support guy says, hey, I was checking the dashboard, it was green, right? All this happens. So, we need somebody like Sherlock, Shabbir, because when everyone is asking what happened, he's asking, did we even do proper instrumentation, right? Did we even do telemetry to spit out the golden signals or the melting, the metrics, errors, logs, traces? Because Sherlock Shabbir is good at doing RCA. If you give me a problem, the Sherlock Shabbir will well into the things and he'll get the RCA done. Okay? But what is happening with Sherlock Shabbir again, like command Chacha? He's being an expert. So, everybody reaches to him, right? Everybody bounces on him and asks to do an RCA and tell what's happening. But what's the problem Sherlock Shabbir is not resolving, right? Sherlock Shabbir is just addressing the issue, problem, helping the things, but he's not scaling it to the next level. And the same thing happens like Chacha, that he will be focusing on restoring the incidents or doing a reactive work rather than be a proactive and bringing the stability or reliability into the applications. So what can Shabbir should have done? So there's a lot spoken these days, like more than last 1-2 years. AI is everywhere. Yeah, it has reshaped a lot of engineering practices. Definitely, it has reshaped our software development life cycle. So now nobody is saying SDLC, everybody is saying AI DLC, right? Because AI writes the code, AI tests the code, AI deploys the code, AI does the unit testing, everything, and pushes, right? So AI DLC is good, right? But most of the time, you guys can agree with me, there is a war room issue happened and everybody comes with an RCA, and one next action item in RCA is improve observability. Get the metrics which will help us to find faster. But where will it land up? It will land up as a bug or a defect in the rally story. Do you think observability is a bug or a defect? It should be a feature, actually. It should be as good as a functional feature, your vital business function feature, right? So, our suggestion to Shabbir, if he has to have a good sleep nights and shop his, get a good dashboard setup and his investigation to make it easy, the observability should be left shift, right? And leverage the AIDLC and implement observability as a feature in the early days so that the required telemetry is available for us to bring the Grafana dashboards or Splunk dashboards or Democratize dashboards, right? Whatever you call. The third one is close to everyone and everyone feel it every day at least once. The knowledge Nawab. Okay? The knowledge Nawab is like, this guy doesn't own any document, okay? The documents belong to the corporate, but this guy has what document, where it is, he has a map of everything. You ask him a SharePoint thing, he gives you a link. He asks you disaster recovery document, he gives that link. He asks you the performance testing, he will give you that link, right? So he has that everything, and he's feeling, we feel that, right? When somebody asks something, you feel proud, right? And you want to be the center of everything and be the pivotal of everything, right? Do you think knowledge Nawab will be a Nawab, or he just go Garib on the sleep? How many think he'll go Garib on the sleep if he does this way and he is the pivotal point of information? Right? Definitely. You want to see how the Nawab is now? So this is Nawab. Now because he's the only one person who knows everything. Everybody is reaching to him. Right? And he's working more than 15-16 hours, and he has like more than to-dos to reply than do the SRE work. What would we suggest being in AI first engineers? I would suggest the Nawab means is the great person, right? Like the highest thing. We should make him god of information, not a blocker for information. So he should have done a custom agent copilot or a chatbot, right? Or a chat GPT, right? Or a Gemini gem. Consolidate all the information because he has the context, he has the mapping. Just give it as a shareable AI artifact. Right? As Pankaj was saying, because none of my leaders and chief guest conversations have been framed, it was good fundamental foundation for my conversation. It started with Pankaj saying it should be a shareable knowledge. Yes, you should share the expertise because you cannot grow SREs. So SREs comes with the experience and it takes time to grow as an SRE. But what we can share as an SRE SME experience, because of AI, as a AI companion, as Napsa was saying, we can have the AI companion do the contextual knowledge we have and share it, right? And we do the golden signals, melt signals, the cream of high availability, disaster recovery, right? So those were my 3 short stories. I think I'll call them 3 musketeers of SRE because they are SMEs, right? And 1 SRE mindset. So do you want to be a combined Chacha or Sherlock, Shabbir or knowledge Nawab? I don't want to be any one of them, to be fair. I want to build companions, AI companions for them. I want to make free command Chacha, Sherlock, Shabbir and knowledge Nawab go for have a bring a beer or sit on a chai and discuss and his or their expertise be still available for all of the engineers doing the work, right? That was my talk, but as a SRE Hyderabadi, right, I want to share something which every one of you or most of you guys are already part of one demo, the sharing knowledge demos. Most of you have posted on LinkedIn that I am attending this event. How many posted on LinkedIn I am attending this event? Yeah. So all of you used that AI prompt?
Yep.
Yeah? So that's a shareable knowledge. That was knowledge Nawabi with SRE Hyderabad touch. Right? Thank you guys. That was assisting to autonomous so that they can self-service. And one last thing I want to share is most of the engineers problems are not lack of information. They are there. It's the problem is information access. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinay, for introducing us to Command Chacha, Sherlock, Shabbir, and Knowledge Nawab. It was a great session. So,